This is your daily market review for Monday, October 28th, 2024. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review, Monday, October 28th, 2024. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Interesting market action. Not surprised it popped up at the open. The close is a little suspect. Not really suspect, meaning just this is kind of what I'm expecting. It's tough to know when the market's going to peel off, but as we've talked about, the risk reward is not in the bull's favor, in my opinion. Now, some stocks, maybe. Some stocks, more than likely not. Indexes definitely don't look like the risk reward's in their favor. However, just don't be surprised by rotation, money coming in and out based on the end of the month. As we know, last and first 3 business days of the month can be retest potentially, especially when you're talking about tops, bottoms, inflection points. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here. Check out the Discord room, links in the description below. We know going into the rest of this week, you got more earnings coming. You've got pretty important data, obviously, on Friday with jobs numbers. It might be a little choppy the next couple days, so don't be surprised by that. That's the nature of the beast, especially if you get some chop zones and just get stuck in, I don't know, the VAP zones, essentially. So it's just going to be what it is. It'll evolve. Let's go through the evidence. Let's look at things. And again, make your best judgments based on probabilities. So if you need any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. Always here. If you're looking at buy, sell, invest in real estate, and you don't reach out, I don't know what you're doing. You get 2 agents for the price of 1. This isn't like Zillow or Realtor.com where you go on their websites, you check out a house, all of a sudden they put you in touch with some Bobo agent. This is legit. If you need any help, buying, selling, investing, and then also trading. Questions about trading, platforms, thoughts, ideas, how to trade. Tons of education out there. Again, back to basics, education videos, 52 of them on my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Again, I would check out the Twitter, following, posting trades, ideas, thoughts. Always here to help. Got some real estate is on sale. People don't realize how bad it's getting out there. Also, check out the website. Tons of resources, articles, things to think about. Check it out. When I say check it out, just be interested in, look at, keep an eye on. So at this point, we know the Fed meeting that's coming up the 7th, which is next Wednesday, which is crazy. There was just already one meeting. Wasn't there just a meeting last week? It's like, that's what it feels like. One cut is expected. Keep an eye on it. Bitcoin really needs to get over the 70,000. Seems to be holding. Sorry, I always like to refresh. I'm kind of stickler on that. It needs to get over it. If it does, MicroStrategy is looking cheap at $55 billion company. Just kind of the idea there. Be careful. Again, if you're trading, manage your profits. That's the key. If you don't have any, if you have losses, then manage your losses. It's the same thing. Look at oil today on the news. I mean, does anyone believe that, okay, well, Israel's playing by the rules. Oh, they're not going to hit Iran oil supply. Why? Do you think Israel or Iran, if they come back, is going to play by any sort of rules? I think it's kind of a joke. Again, that's where the floor seems to be here, unless the market unloads and then you get the demand destruction. Right now, geopolitical risk, to me, I don't know why you wouldn't hold the 60s. Natural gas, as we talked about, was holding in the range lows near term. Upside, again, you got to be careful. I don't think you're going to get to the moon at this point. So let me know, again, what you think on this ideas. Don't ever hesitate to reach out. I always tell you, like, if you got a question, leave a comment below. Don't be shy. Dollars, we've talked about holding up really well. Why? Something seems off, right? Again, geopolitically, you would think all right, BRICS are taking over. Okay, great, cool. If you want to believe that, I don't really care. But either way, I've always said that if there was ever going to be the destruction of the dollar, the first move would be up, because that would be the trap. We'll see what happens here. I mean, geopolitically, makes sense why people are jumping into the dollar. TLT said this, and I'm going to stick to it. I mean, for me to even be bullish at this point, I need to get over 93 at this point. Just keep an eye on it. VIX holding the 18, 19 level, seems to be chopping. Seems to be building a really strong base here for the next leg higher, probably up into the 27, 28. It's just a matter of when, not if, in my opinion. VIVIX has been holding up pretty well as well, giving you signs. SPY gaps up, gives it all back again. Seems pretty naughty up here, chopping. Watching the 20-day, 575 area. Keep it simple, stupid. Qs, open high, close low. After yesterday, Friday's doji, light volume. Game-ish again, as Jay Souls has said. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised too if, I mean, you have AMD tomorrow after the close. The market might go nowhere until, was it Thursday? We have Amazon and Apple. I think, was it Google maybe tomorrow? Probably. Sorry, I'm trying to look over at something not on there. IWM, again, this is what's interesting. We've talked about the IWM lagging, picking up a little today, but remember, it's a little more oversold too. So I'm not surprised if it gets up in the 225 area. Good old DIA, been holding up pretty well, right? We've talked about this one being the leader, right? So keep an eye on this. I'm personally, again, DIA leading down would not be good. Just keep an eye on it. And the DIA is not as important. But let's get into things I think are worth watching. Gold, high and tight, bullish. Silver, it seems to be lagging, but holding this 30, 50 area, that's the key. Miners, don't like to see them leading down on these pullbacks. I don't like seeing them make new lows, but they do look oversold near term. I wouldn't be surprised if new money came into the end of the month. Keep an eye on it, especially if it held up. A lot of these names. AEM, holding up pretty well. AG, I mean, broke the downtrend, chopping around here in the mid sevens. Newmont, this one got whapped with earnings. This is what I don't understand, but what makes me curious about owning metals and miners is, again, I'm not saying metals don't have really good upside long term. I think they do, absolutely do. It's just near term. I mean, their revenue is up 87% year over year. Gets whacked. Tesla revenue up 7%, pops 20%. All right, you do, again, it's the math on this. Nothing makes sense. That's why I tell you, like, you know the earnings, you just don't know the reaction. At this point, I mean, I might as well run. Sorry, I'm just thinking about, I'm like, why not run the fib on this and see if there's any massive correlation to, okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. All of them. Yeah, I would be watching to see what happens at the 0.382. Probably due to bounce, maybe the 100-day. But again, miners should be leading up. In my opinion, they will be full blast when the Feds do the stupid pivot and go crazy. PAAS seems to be holding this back test at 2440s. Keep an eye on. Again, I'm not like bearish, but I would love for these to pull back. Taiwan Semi, here you go. Finally, geopolitical risk. Then talks about their China chip stuff. Hawaii, or I don't even know how you pronounce it correctly, but talk about that being the top. Thank you. I think the best shorts are the semis. Stick to my story. Micron pops on earnings, retest, chopping around. AMD earnings tomorrow. This one, again, if I had to guess, man, it's too bad I didn't make, again, in my mind, I thought if you would have bought calls on Friday on that pullback to the 100-day, I think you would have been good. I would not be surprised if it pops into earnings, trend line, 160s. That would make sense to me. NVIDIA, as it should be leading up, again, a $3 trillion company, you got to be high to your mind to buy the company, in my opinion, but chopping at the highs. SMCI seems to be basing really tight here. This one's tough because this is what is frustrating for traders, is like, when is it going to go and which way is it going to go? Based on the short interest, I mean, I feel like it's looking for a catalyst to pop. Wouldn't be surprised if you saw the mid 50s. Intellectual property, I love just the people who just love this company are like, it's the buy, government's buying. It's like, okay, guys, when they get delisted, then I'll check it out. Yeah, going nowhere fast. SMH, again, this is why I like the Soxis and some of these shorts and tech. That makes sense. Look at the action today, right? Nothing. On a day where the market felt like it was holding up, nothing. Adobe, chop, chop, fizz, fizz, new lows. Apple, chop, chop, fizz, fizz at highs, not new highs. I mean, I might as well just open this box up all the way, right? Why not? Earnings coming up. That's tough to say. Amazon, same kind of thing. I mean, do you want to really jump in front of them? The premiums are going to get much more expensive. So if you own calls or puts, the IB is going to go up going to earnings. So the value should go up. It's just which way you're going to go in between now and then. That's where I would pass. Meta, right? 20-day, chopping around. CRM. It's interesting when you break out on dojis. All I tell you is look for the doji sandwiches. Just keep an eye on it. Guggenheim. Look at the pop today. Notice it at the 100-day. I was like, that's what we were waiting for. And then it... Sorry, I'm like, did they have... When are their earnings again? I apologize. I'm like, I feel like I missed them. Right? They're this week. They have to be. I apologize. In the middle of... When is it? Or the 29th. Yeah, it's okay. So they're after, I don't know how I missed that. It's Tuesday. I figured they were this week. I'm like, what's going on? Okay. That's interesting. We'll see what happens moving forward. Then the last time their earnings not so hot. Not so hot. Microsoft chopping around. Can't seem to get over anything in this 430 area. NDAQ, you little bastard. Look at today's doji. I'm putting another eye on this one because again, I said this. It's the obvious trade. Tech is not the future. So Nasdaq is not the future exchange of trading. It's just not. Sorry. MicroStrategy. Not surprised. I mean, it's getting a little expensive. We talk about doji sandwiches. If you follow this channel, you knew this morning you could buy the calls at the open. Look at that. Now you got to be a little careful. Not saying here, it can get a little more stupid. I mean, when I say stupid, again, it's just the action goes nutty. 43, 200. So do a $1.50 from, okay, so that'd take you to 275. That's what I'd be projecting. If you're bullish, and you know who you are if you're listening, I know a few of you guys are, and that's just cool. I would be watching. There's got to be a fib up there, I bet. 2 times range, right? 275, I bet. No? Oh, it's not showing. I bet it is. Sorry, I'm not going to apologize. I'm going to do this on the fly. It'll be good for you guys to see what I'm kind of tweaking out on here. Let's do that. Let's make it the 2.0. 299, interesting. All right, well, we'll see if it's the Price is Right special. I personally I wouldn't be shorting MicroStrategy, but I would be taking profits the more it runs. Netflix gaps up, chopping around. Roblox, chopping around. All right, holding up pretty well. Again, Pedo Blocks, be careful. Pan W, here the thing, like we like cybersecurity long term, right? Retest the highs, backs up, watching the 20-day. Tesla, this makes sense for the puts in time. Again, up at the highs. 3-day rule in effect this morning. If you traded it, cool. Define your risk. Keep it simple. I like, again, in my opinion, puts on this. I don't think electric cars have any momentum going into the next year, especially if Trump's going to win and you're going to have a lower gasoline prices. This just doesn't make sense for them to really have traded a premium. And it is. And we'll see what happens. Again, I have been wrong. We'll be wrong again. Insight. Like this company, need to get bought out. Wait for the 50s. Palantir seems to be holding up pretty well. Keep an eye on it. Today's little action. We'll see. McDonald's. I know some people talking about playing the bounce. It makes sense to me. Just right that near term. I'd be watching. I don't know if you'll get a 292 retest, but the key is get over 301. You get in 301, you can fill that gap probably quickly. DKNG. Talked about this. I think the sports betting stuff. So it's so there's so many companies competing now. We'll see what happens up here. To me, I've said I think it's a big drop coming in time. Airbnb, trash floats last, right? We talked about that. Chopping up here in the gap fill. Costco seems to be holding up. This is either basing to go higher or it's about to get wrecked. That's what's crazy about choppy tightness. Like you can really trade the direction. And if it's a trap, oh God, if you get like a pop and then a flop, boom, then it's really toast. Starbucks. We talked about this one. Here's the kitchen. I'm going to put the arrow to remind myself. This was their kitchen sink guidance. Remember, we talked about how they just were like, oh, we're not giving any more guidance. We suck. Perfect. Right? Priced in the worst. Now it seems to be holding. Watch the 98.99. Oh, Zunheit. FedEx, really would like to see the trend line in the 100-day. If you're going to short it, if oil's coming down, holding up pretty well. Caterpillar, just be careful, right? Cat, meow, chopping, going into earnings. Deere, this one seems to be reloading. If you can get over that 416 to 420 area, you got upside. Nucor, we talked about some of these metal names getting cooked. It's a nice bounce back today. Again, they look like big choppy zones. X, we like materials long term, right? VALE, not really much. We like more China stimulus. I don't know. More money printing. These all make sense to me long term. It's just, again, Arrow, we like junior copper. I just don't want to. This is the thing. If you've ever seen the VIX go up in the 60 plus range, you know that all this stuff can get whacked. And will it last? No, but they'll pull it all back. CCJ 20-day, we like it. CF, with like ag names. Got to eat, let them play out. Love how it's coming back down. I like CF too. I think they get bought out. Mosaic 100-day seems to be the beast. Man, this thing just got destroyed. NTR, same thing. Just ag. I guess there's no food necessary. No, not food, but you'll see if you print money. I mean, those names go up, go nuts. Especially if you start getting initiatives to have more babies. Ooh, that'll get nutty. 20-day, keep an eye on it. XLF, I didn't know it. Just don't say that kind of stuff. People are listening. End of the month, chop. Said watch the 20-day. That's the key here, obviously, right? Got the top, in my opinion. 8-day, 10-day curling down, back testing. Okay. JP Morgan, I mean, this is the thing. If you're shorting this, you're getting frustrated. I get it. But if you've ever traded for any period of time, you know this can happen to stocks. They get waterlogged. Keep an eye on it. It's a really binary, easy trade, honestly. Morgan Stanley, just give yourself time. Chopping at the highs. Bank of America, Buffett can't sell it fast enough. Chopping around. Goldman Sachs pops 10 points, but still it's making lower highs. Carry. We talked about juniors. How many more banks failed over the weekend? Another one or two? Keep an eye on it. XBI, this one's interesting because it finally is, trying to just wake up a little bit. Then we gave it back. Jets, this one probably got a few people today. Ouch. With oil down, it makes sense, but demand is down. So we'll see how that really evens out again. I like the trade long term. I just think it's not going to be easy. XHB, we talked about interest rates going higher. Again, personally, real estate's slowing. The nature of the beast with higher interest rates. That makes sense to me going down in time. Solar. Why solar? I think solar's up because of it's oversold. And look at the tan. It goes from 44 down to 37. Said we told you we go to 15. It did. All these names are a little oversold. ENPH post earnings, right? Bounce. I think Sam called that one. Makes sense to me. I think NFLX has some crappy products. First Solar has earnings tomorrow after the close, so this could be. That could be a little squeezy. HYG, again, corporate debt. You got to be out of your mind to buy it. Don't really know what else to say. Oil obviously pulls back this morning, but clearly they were buying right off the open. Natural gas, again, I hate the UNG. You're welcome. Thing sucks. KLD is the short, right? Get up into the 80s or 90s would be a freaking gift. XOP honestly held up pretty well, right? Opens low, closes high. Looks all right to me. CVE, again, we like this name in the 16s. Valero. Again, all these gasoline names are at the low. Just keep an eye on them because they're a little tricky here. I think gasoline names lead down, but they don't. I don't know. They seem a little oversold near term, maybe the end of the month. So if you're shorting, they're not going to work. Like ExxonMobil. Again, I like all this stuff long term. I think you just have to dial it in, meaning just be patient. Let it come to you. Occidental, yeah, come on, chopping around. Form a big base. I've been loving it. Like, talk about the trap, right? If you're familiar with the trap, meaning you base, make a new low, and then rally back. It's like this. Chop, 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 chop. Mega high, boom. All right, chop, 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 boom. You just don't know how long the chop is going to be. That's why options got to be very calculated and got to define your risk. EQT, big chop zone again. I think natural gas will be the key. We'll be exporters. Flex LNG, you're welcome. This is a great dividend yield player that I think you can put in your bank and just store it. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. Love you guys. Let me know what you might need. Leave a comment below if you'd like to donate. Links are in the comments below. It's really awesome. Whatever you need, holler at your boy. Have a great night.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.